This is so weird. Hi, my name is Shan, and today I wanted to talk to you about my New Year's intentions, goals, and aspirations, basically. I have been a consumer of YouTube content for many years, but never a creator. I do create a lot on Instagram and a lot for my small business, which is called Duty Life. I help people live happier, healthier lives that actually last and suit them. And I wanted to move on to YouTube just because I'm waffly and I've got lots to say. And long form I think will suit me better, and I'm really excited to connect to people. It's one of my favourite places to be, again, as a consumer. I came to YouTube sort of more formally when I found out about ASMR in about 2017, and it has been a huge part of my wellness practice, and it's one of my favourite places to come at the end of a day, tucked up in bed with my AirPods in, ready to just sort of chill out and things. So I just wanted to be in this space as a creator as well. So we're just gonna have a go. That's what we're doing. My parents actually bought me a camera for Christmas, which is absolutely precious, and it's given me the kick up the bum to actually do this. So yeah, I'm actually using one of my favourite creators as inspiration for my first video. Her name is Maria, or Sassy Masha, and she is also Gentle Whispering ASMR. Like I said, I love ASMR. It really sorted me out when I was in a rough space with my mental health, and it was a place for me to come and to relax and to detach. But anyway, Maria is someone that I've literally feel a heart connection to because she shares so openly and so beautifully and makes me feel seen and heard as well. But she just shared what she was doing this year and what her goals and aspirations were, and I'm going to sort of tweak that to be what my intentions are for the year, because I love to share and write intentions. I learnt them through my yoga practice, and they're a little bit more softer than a goal perhaps. They're not necessarily about a specific outcome, more about how you want to feel and what these habits are going to bring into your life. So yeah, this is my little journal. Okay, so my first intention for 2025 is to read more, and I put that it's fiction or non-fiction. I don't really care, I just want to read. If I was to put a specific sort of target, I'd probably put one book a month. I'm hoping that I get really hooked and get into the flow of reading again and I read more, but I just think that, 12 books at the end of the year is 12 different perspectives or stories that I've not heard of before. And I just think that's a really nice place to start. I didn't read for so long. I read in school and stuff, but I've never been like a big reading girl. And then I was studying my yoga teacher training, and I was away a lot on my own and staying in hotels and things. And I remember staying in central London a couple of years ago, and I walked down the high street, and it's winter, it's dark, it's cold, there isn't much to do. I didn't really want to have a wild night or anything. So I just went into a Waterstones, and I went up to one of the people that worked there, and I was like, look, babe, I'm not a big reader, but I'd really love to go back to the hotel, draw a bath, and start reading a book. What would you recommend? And she passed me Nora Ephron's Heartburn, and it was this tiny little book. I still have it, actually. I've kept that one. And it's only about 200 pages, and it's very comical. It's about a woman going through a messy part of her life after a divorce, but Nora Ephron is such a comedic genius anyway, and there was like recipes in it, and I literally read it in 2 sittings, which was unheard of for me. And I was like, maybe I do like reading. I just, haven't done enough of it or haven't found the right books. Because when I was younger, I used to think you had to read like non-fiction. Reading had to serve a purpose. So what could I learn from it? What could what knowledge could I gain? How could this improve my life? And actually, I just read this Nora Ephron book because, this woman in Waterstone told me to do. And I bloody loved it. I had a great time. And I was like, So instead of reading non-fiction, I went completely fiction for a while, found loads of books that I really enjoyed, and I just became a reading girl. So yeah, that's really exciting. And now I'm in a place, because my sort of reading habits are stronger, that I can read a couple of books at once, maybe one non-fiction, maybe something for work, and then maybe something just for pleasure or joy. But yeah, I want to read more this year, because that did taper off again. Back end of last summer, I got really busy with work, and I was like, and I just didn't pick up a book for a while. So yeah, and it's going well so far actually. I've already set the intention and I've been reading for the last few nights before bed, and I just enjoy it. Don't rush as much or try to squeeze everything in. It's a falsehood. Time slows down and joy flourishes when we can be truly present and calm. Be truly present with less and enjoy life more. Nothing matters as much as you think it does. I write things sometimes and I go back to them and I'm like, wow, where were we? But yeah, I think there's this, I do believe what I've said. And it's that when we try and cram and cram and cram, actually all we do is time goes faster, we feel more out of control, and we're not present for as much, and that gives us this sort of illusion of, you know, life just thundering by and, you know, us not really being there in it. And what I found is the less I do, the more present I can be, the more I can actually enjoy it. And, you know, life feels really, you know, slow, gentle, joyful. I feel in control. I feel like I can contribute. I can sit back. I can enjoy. And yeah, I think that our modern day world is always trying to like see how much we can squeeze in, even when it's stuff that we want to do for our own pleasure and joy. It's like, how many activities can you get into this month, or how many date nights, or how many this, that, and the other? And it's basically because people are trying to sell you stuff all the time. But I've found that actually the less I have and the less I do, the happier I become with that less. Which is sort of like anti what you're taught your whole life. But that is really working for me so far, so I want to explore that more this year. So I'm not putting meetings back to back in my calendar. I'm going to do less. I'm going to do like 2 things a day, like 2 tick-offs, and that's enough. And the rest of the time is just to exist and to be. And I'm really excited about that. Find my yoga practice again. So yeah, I'm a yoga teacher, but first and foremost, I'm a student, and I came across yoga, oh my gosh, it'll be 5 years this year, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2020. I think it was lockdown. Can't lie. I did what everyone else did and hopped onto YouTube because I was having a mental breakdown and needed to chill out, basically. I think I started actually with some yin yoga on YouTube, and I thought, this is yoga that I can actually do, because I used to think that yoga was really like athletic and chaos, and I was not that, and I was not fit. But I had a go and I really liked it. And then I think towards the end of 2020, when we had more sort of freedom, I found a studio in my local town and started going there. And then I got the hook. I became the addict. I was there like 3 mornings a week, I think. I think that was as much as I could squeeze in on my calendar. And I absolutely lived for it. And I still do now. I trained to become a teacher 2 years ago. And when you train, you do like this 200 hours course. And it's really nice even if you don't want to teach, actually, because you go so much deeper into yoga. And I'll probably talk to you a lot in the future about yoga and share what I love about it with you, because it's one of the foundations of my life, and it's also one of the founding sort of pillars of my business. But yeah, life just lifes, and things happen, and things are busy, and things are really exciting at the moment as well. I've got lots on. I'm 2 years into starting a business, and things are like just on the cusp of popping and growing, and it's exciting. But it means that I'm almost distracted with more work than I would be normally, or there's lots of stuff to do over here, and then yoga's just sat over here like, pick me, pick me. And I can't lie, I haven't picked yoga in a really long time. I teach every Tuesday, and the way I teach is really joyful, and I get a lot out of the practice myself, but it's not the same as being present in your practice. My favourite ways to practice yoga is to self-study and to meditate. But I really want to come back to the physical practice of yoga this year. So like rolling out my mat, doing the poses. So I'm in the market to find some new teachers that I really enjoy, but also roll out my mat in my own home, because I always make excuses for that. But it makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel amazing. So I want to do that as well. Oh, I'm like, I'll show you. That was yoga. Oh, just let everything fall out. That was the yoga point, and then this is what I've got to read now. It's right awful. Oh, this one's really nice. This is choose a cookbook and spend 2025 exploring that one cookbook. So basically, I'm an okay cook. I'm a terrible baker, but I'm an okay cook. I really enjoy it. I didn't grow up in a big cookie sort of household, but I did live on my own for a period, and then when I met my now partner, we stayed at his parents a lot, and I did most of the cooking, and I got better, and I found flavours and palettes that I enjoyed. So I did all of that, but we are so the couple that comes home and it's like, what do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? I don't know. And then we're like, oh. Recently, I've also been in habits where we, buy for convenience or order takeout because we're both so busy. Both of us are self-employed, working really hard. But yeah, this year I thought rather than getting overwhelmed with how much I could be doing and like going through loads of recipes and traipsing the internet and all the stuff on Instagram, I was like, I'm just going to find one cuisine. I'm thinking like Mediterranean or Greek or something. Pick one cookbook. I'm going to purchase it, and then I'm going to spend the year just learning all about that one sort of area of food and getting good at it and enjoying it. And I don't know why this was such a brainwave revelation, because I was like, oh, I don't have to do all of the stuff that everyone else is doing. I could just pick one thing at a time. And suddenly it became so much less overwhelming because I feel like sometimes, I don't know if it's just me, but I put myself under pressure to be like good at all the stuff I do. Hobby has to be something that you enjoy, but then it also has to be something that you get better at and you improve at and all of that sort of silly, running on a treadmill things. But cooking is not one. Cooking's one that is just peaceful. It's really useful because we all need to eat, and I want to spend more time doing it. And it doesn't matter if I can't make the perfect Asian spread, or I don't know how to bake my own bread, or all these things. I'm just going to pick one cookbook, and I thought I could do this every year then. One cookbook, learn some stuff, enjoy cooking out of it until it becomes like ingrained, second nature, and then move on to the next conquest. So yeah, I'm thinking Mediterranean or Greek or something on those lines, but I'm excited about that. This one's cute. Just keep laughing, be around the people that make me laugh. I've spent so much time in recent life focusing on, pursuing the things and the people and the situations that make me feel great. And I've sort of followed and chased joy, not fun. I think there's a very big difference. Took me a long time to learn it. Not fun, but joy. Which things like leave me feeling better than when I started, or which people do I leave, from spending time with them and feel glowy or calm or loved or seen. And just spend more time in those spaces with those people. And I want to carry on. I've been really fortunate to find some really, really incredible friends, and my partner's amazing, and we're friends as well. And yeah, I just want to spend time with them this year. I've been a people pleaser for too long, still working my way around that one, still, figuring it out. But one thing that I want to do less of is, serving the things that don't serve me, and instead I'm going to invest my energy, which is very precious, into those people that make me laugh, that bring me joy. So yeah, that's a nice little one. Be more focused and intentional with duty life work. What does it say here? The word of mouth from Q4 has been amazing, so keep doing that. Oh yeah, this is a bit more worky, but be more focused and intentional with my work. So like I said, I started a business 2 years ago, except 2 years ago I didn't realise I was starting a business. I was just sort of like, I left my last job, I was like, sod it, I'm going to try and do that on my own thing. My health was struggling with full-time employment. I have 2 chronic illnesses, and it just wasn't working. And I was like, if someone else can do it, I can do it, so I'm going to have a go. And what I started to share were the things that I'm really passionate about in life, so yoga, but also gratitude and joyful living. These are the things that transformed my experience of life when I was very mentally and physically unwell. So yeah, I just started, running classes and workshops and things. And 2 years on, I've got a business. It's called Duty Life. It's amazing. We have a big community. We're based in Shropshire, but we're growing, and it's really exciting. And no one warned me what this journey would be like, and it has been mental. I do it almost all entirely on my own, and I'm only 26. I haven't been, working for even 10 years yet. in other businesses and in other lines of work, and I therefore don't have much experience, not much knowledge. I've never run a business before. There are so many things that no one tells you about. So I've been fumbling through basically, and it's been amazing. And we have got into a really incredible place. I say we, there are a couple of us now. But yeah, we're in this really amazing place, and 2025 is really exciting because I think that we're going to grow, and there's a lot of opportunity to try new things, which is scary. It's like, which path do we pick? But yeah, it's a really, really exciting place. But I want to be intentional and mindful and present with everything I do, because I can't tell you how much time I have wasted not being conscious and not being present with what I'm doing. And it just leaves you like, you just chase your tail for like 3 weeks at a time, and then you're like, crap, what have I been doing? So yeah, that's another intention for the year. And then I've made a note about how the word of mouth, sort of people coming along to Duty Life events for the first time as a result of other people saying how lovely it was, has really grown. And a lot of our classes are like sold out now. And we've got like a really strong fan base of like women who are really excited to be here, and are literally jumping onto the classes and events as soon as the links go out, which is a really exciting place to be, because it means we can carry on growing and carry on helping these people and bringing them something exciting and joyful. But I want to be like, I want to capitalise on that and use that as a vehicle to grow and reach more people. And I feel like this year's going to be big, and I'm scared. So I need to be here. I need to be aware and present and calm. So yeah, that's basically it. And by the end of this year, I just wish to feel calm, present, peaceful. I'm trying to see what else I've put really. All of these sort of goals and aspirations are just about sort of incremental gains. I think that's what this year is. It's not like the big tick off bucket list year. It's just exist, enjoy existing, enjoy this part of the process, but just take one step forwards. If I just take one step forwards, reading more, cooking a bit more, laughing with my friends more, progressing hopefully with work more, by the end of this year, it'll have been a really special year, sprinkled with lots of lessons and joy and so on. So I think 2025 is the year of just one step forwards, like incremental gains. And I think that's a really nice thing to close on, because so much of the world is telling you to constantly strive towards things. You need to attain stuff. You need to win awards. You need to progress in your career. You need to do all these things. You need to go on big holidays and really exciting experiences. And you need to be going to festivals. And actually, all of that's really exhausting, and it's really expensive. And it's not always what brings you joy. And it certainly isn't what brings you closer to happiness. And that's something that I think I know a fair bit about, and it's what I share a lot of work. So if there's one thing I could encourage you to do off the back of this, it's to perhaps get yourself off that little treadmill of the modern world and just stop for 5 minutes, take a breather, have a sip of water and think, actually, do I want these things? Or is it something else that I want? How do I want to feel? And if you start thinking about how you want to feel, rather than the things that you want to achieve or tick off or own or possess or whatever, I think you become so much more aligned, and it becomes so much easier to step towards a happier, truly content space. And that's what I wish for you this year. So yeah, that was my really awkward introduction to YouTube. It feels so crazy. It's because I've watched YouTubers for like ever, and they, when you were a kid as well, and the YouTube people were like popping off, and you were like, oh wow, they're like celebrities, they're famous. But yeah, I love talking, as you can tell. I love sharing content. I love educating and supporting and uplifting people, and that's what I want this space to be. I think I'm just gonna keep Duty Life separate for a while and just be me, and that's really exciting. But I do have a Duty Life page anyway, so I'll link those maybe in the caption, so you can just keep in touch with what I do for work as well. But yeah, that's it, bestie. Have a good day. It's like evening-ish. It's the last bit of daylight right now, and then I am working an event tonight for Duty Life. We're having a social So it's an opportunity for new people to come, meet the community. We're doing a pub quiz, and then we're going out for dinner. And I'm like, wow, this is my life. This is what I get to call work. It's pretty good. So yeah, have a good day.